Shut up and sit down.
Hey, ByBiGirls! Welcome back this week. I'm here with Kit, and we had a very interesting last, 7 days, right? We were talking breakups, and now...
I feel like more has happened in the past 7 days than has happened in the past 7 months. No.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Like, this is a crazy thing. Breakups really do make your life kind of push a little bit forward.
They make your life better. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make your life better. If you're open to it, they can make your life better.
I definitely think that it made my life better. I already feel so great, and it's been like a week and a half.
Do you want to tell them what's going on since we're not in your house right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Keep them on their toes.
On
the edge of their seats.
Well, no, I just started, not...
Terrence, our one listener, is on the edge of his seat.
Oh my gosh, right? Hi, Terrence, by the way.
Hi, Terrence.
What's up? I don't know. I just started, vibing out another person.
Vibin? Ow. You guys know what that's code for.
There is no code here, just vibing out. I thought it'd be a fun experiment, considering that's kind of my live a little. If you read my article, I posted it just today.
For sure. It was a cute article.
Yeah, and it was talking about just my plans after being broken up and what I intend to do with my life. So I want to move forward and live it to the full, do all the things I kind of wanted to do within my moral reasoning.
Right. So you're vibing out, which made you kind of have an interesting decision.
Yeah, so I totally started vibing out with this guy.
I like how that's what we're calling it now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hashtag vibing out.
And I don't know, he doesn't like using condoms.
Okay.
And
I'm going to say my piece on this really quick.
Yeah.
Make them use them anyway. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Make them use it.
For the masses.
Absolutely.
This is a different case, kind of, because, we've all known this guy a long time. We all know him really well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, pregnancy is still an issue, but we know where he's at, health-wise, at least.
Everything's good, and I, trust him, and, the sex is pretty good. It's really good. So I made the decision to start birth control, and that's totally something I didn't plan on ever doing, because I went through a hippie phase where I was I don't want these things messing with my hormones. I don't want to take it. I'm supposed to have a period, so I shouldn't be, messing with this. But...
supposed to.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Into my new mindset, I feel like I just want to live a little, and have this adventure, have this time, and kind of use it to the best ability. And for me, the sex is pretty worth a shot every 3 months, in my personal opinion.
So I also decided, since Becca's going and doing it, I was like... All right, fuck it, I'll go do it. And I have been on birth control before. I was on the pill for a little while, but it made me really fat. And it fucked up my periods really bad.
Am I gonna get fat now?
Maybe. It's one of the
side
effects.
We should see if the
Did you look at the side effects?
Not of the shot, no.
Yeah, the shot.
But I thought the shot
has weight gain as one of the side effects, but we're running. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It was either birth control or having a big ass McDonald's lunch every day that made me fat at the time. Who's to say? I blame it on the birth control. So we're going to Planned Parenthood together, which neither of us have ever been to before. I don't think.
No, I've never been to Planned Parenthood. I go with my friend Aubrey from school. She gets a shot every 3 months, and she gets it from Planned Parenthood because it makes sense.
And you go with her?
I go with her.
So you have been to Planned Parenthood?
I have been to one. I've never been in the rooms. I always go in the lobby while she's just getting her shot in her ass, and that's...
Is it in your ass?
It's wherever you want it to be. She just likes the ass. She likes to get it there.
What?
Yeah, you can do it, I think, either on your thigh, on your ass, on not your ass, but right above, where your back meets your ass, kinda. Or...
in the back dimple, they just... Sticky
a little
in
bit
the dim?
lower.
I'm just fucking.
Yeah, but that'd be pretty scary. So I don't know, I thought it'd be a good
There's
idea.
something very vulnerable about displaying your ass and asking to have a needle put into it.
Yeah, I would
It's a
do
bit
that.
much for me.
I'll probably get it, like, in the side.
Can they just stick it in my arm?
I don't remember. I'm sure they can.
Or does it have to be, like, in the pelvic region?
See, that's why I think it's only in the pelvic region, but at the same time, it could very well be in the arm. But
We're uneducated. We'll let you know.
you know, we should have researched this a little bit better
It's
before,
fine.
but no big deal. Anywho's, so I'm 20 years old, and whenever I asked my mom to go on birth control from this time before, she'd always think it was because I wanted to have unprotected sex with my current boyfriend. So I went and I told my mom, hey, I'm single, and there is no reason for you to think that I'm just trying to do this to fuck, even though
You are.
kind of am, but at the same time,
you're doing it to vibe out.
yeah, to vibe out. And I asked her, hey, I want to go to Planned Parenthood and get a birth control shot. Do you think you could support me and help me or give me cash or whatever to do that? And she freaks out. And she goes, are you pregnant? You better not be pregnant. They go to Planned Parenthood for abortions. You're not getting an abortion. If you're pregnant, tell me now. Mom, I'm not pregnant. If you're pregnant, tell me now. Mom, I'm not pregnant. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You're pregnant. You're not getting an abortion. No way. You're not allowed to. And I'm like, all I want is a shot in the ass. Like,
For those of you who don't know, Becca's mom is a fucking psychopath.
thanks.
I love you, but she's a fucking psychopath.
It's really, she's something else, that's for sure.
My mom's a psychopath too, just in very different ways.
Yeah. So that just made me go crazy because I'm 20 years old and I'm by myself at school 8 months out of the year, and she thinks she can have that over me and tell me that I can't start birth control.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to be on birth control anyways, not just for sex reasons even before this, because it half makes sense to me. Other than my, 2-3 years phase of no hormones, before all that, I wanted it to clear my face and tell me, like, not have a big of a period, and now my period's becoming an issue. Like, it's getting worse, it's becoming more painful as I'm, like, getting older. I don't know what it is.
Does this shot stop your period? I don't think it does.
No, it either stops it or slows it down. It depends on your body.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, but it's not going to stay the same.
Mm-mm. It will not stay the same. So so my friend Aubrey, she doesn't get a period at all.
Oh.
She said for the first month or two, not the first month or two, well, yeah, I think for like the first month, maybe two.
Because I'm due to get my period like 2 days after we go.
Pretty solid.
I probably won't get it though in that case. Because it'll be like strong.
Oh,
right?
won't get your period. Oh, I don't know, actually.
No, not the shot. I'm still going to get the shot.
No, I know, you're not going to get your period, and I said I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, find out.
We'll find out. It'll be fun. Stay tuned. We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I'm freaked out a little bit. Are you freaked out a little bit?
I don't think I am, no. I'm pretty content on this. I'm glad that I'm doing it. Just to live a little bit. I feel kind of whorish, doing this.
Really?
Because this is something that I've always, like, fantasized about, but never got to actually do.
Ooh, you fantasized about getting on birth control.
No. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm newly broken up and I'm already, like, on to, like, screwing the next guy. But at the same time, like, I feel like this isn't the kind of person I am. It's just I always found this guy attractive anyways.
Yeah, you always wanted to fuck him.
Yeah, so...
You're just fucking all the people you always wanted to fuck.
So I wouldn't, like, go and just do it with anyone.
Right.
And I did feel like I was ready for the breakup anyways, so...
You'd been ready for a while.
I really didn't, yeah.
And there's a huge difference, too, because you and Michael were long distance, so you were kind of used to not having sex with Michael and not...
Yeah. So I definitely don't feel like... Emotionally, I don't feel like I'm doing this too soon. I don't feel like this is a rebound. I honestly feel like this is me living life. That's literally, I just feel it as living life. And I'm happy with that. And I'm happy that I made this decision to kind of do what I want while I can. This whole thing, by the way, that I'm kind of explaining, is explained in my blog, so if you want a little bit more clarification, go and check it out. But I feel like it's good timing.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Emotionally, though, like, I'm beating myself up in my head because I do realize it hasn't been that long since I was broken up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that the way Michael was to you was almost not even a relationship. So I wonder if it counts.
Burn.
I'm just saying, though, like, he didn't satisfy you emotionally, didn't satisfy you sexually, didn't satisfy you socially, so...
It was we had a really good emotional bond. I feel like I was satisfied, like,
so
emotionally.
2 out of 3. So he got 1 out of 3. Sorry. 2 out of 3 no go. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to bash Michael, but like it makes sense that your recovery was so quick because it was almost gradual for the period of the time that you were in a relationship with Michael.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was on birth control for like 6 months when I started dating Ryan.
Why didn't you continue?
So I was on the pill, and first of all, when you're on the pill and you get really hungover and you take your pill and then you throw it up, it causes issues. You shouldn't throw up your birth control pill because it fucks up the whole, like, cycle. Like, if you miss one pill, there's a solid chance you're just, like, pregnant now. It's super weird. So you can't miss any of the pills. And my period started getting really weird, and even when I wasn't on my period, I was having just, like, brown discharge, which was really gross and weird, and started to, like, TMI, and it 100% wasn't shit. But, like, shit looks different. This was, like...
It had the consistency of...
Yeah, it had
you're
the
a girl,
consistency
you know.
of, like, you came, you know? Like, and it was super weird, and just a little bit, like, every day, but it made me kind of, like, scared to have sex, because it was like, oh... he's gonna pull off my underwear or whatever, and there's gonna be a liner on there with
Oh no.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like a no-go for a while, which fucking defeated the purpose of being on birth control in the first place. So my body just didn't react all that well to it, so.
Untold stories of birth control, you heard it here first.
I know.
I didn't know that would happen. That's really...
I know. My parents actually found it, too.
Found what?
My birth control.
Oh, who cares?
They did.
Why? Would you...
Because they're Mormon assholes. So my dad, like, walked into my room, and I guess my birth control packet, like, fell from my shelf onto my floor at some point. And he's like, every time I come into your room, I'm, like, walking over something you did wrong. And I'm like, did wrong? And I told them, they're like, are you having sex? Are you having sex with Ryan? Because we've talked to you about sex, and they always threaten to kick me out, and it's always like, our roof, our rules, even though you're 20 years old, fuck you, like, and I basically just looked at them and I was like, I've been having such bad period cramps. I took them to stop my period. My mom was like, oh, honey, you could have told us. And I'm just sitting there like, you fucking fools. Like, that is just the weakest lie I could have come up with right now. Like,
and you know, I think that's like a very stereotypical Mormon household thing, you know? Like, you just tell them, like, the tiniest lie, and they're kind of like, oh, like, honey, I understand you.
They do not want to see the light at all. They kind of want to be lied to, because they just don't want to know.
So you think that, like, on a level, they kind of just accepted it instead of, like, trying to snoop around a little bit more and on the situation?
They don't really, you know, it's kind of a surprise, but they don't snoop, like, at all. Anymore. They used to when I was younger.
Well, yeah.
But they don't snoop anymore because they just don't want to know what I'm up to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, my mom's always like, I know you drink when you're out. And I'm like, can neither confirm nor deny, you know? I'm not going to dig myself a hole here, but, you know, I've got 2 bottles of, like a Malibu, like, mixed canned drink in my room, and they're not that well hidden at all. They're just in my dresser. Like, if they wanted to, they could just open any drawer and probably find something I shouldn't have, essentially. But if they open my bedside table drawer, whoa.
Wow. That's where, like, all the kinky shit comes out.
Well, that's when my vibrator and lube comes out. But that's really it for the time being. All the kinky stuff is at Ryan's house.
I think it's so crazy, though, how parents, especially at our age, because we are young adults, how they're so
paranoid.
They're so paranoid and they're so concerned about this, but We are adults at this point in time.
People used to be, like, married with a kid on the way at this age.
Yeah.
We're fucking fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, I don't know, they need to just not put that on themselves as much as they do, you know? Like, I'm going on birth control.
It must be so stressful for them all the time, though, to just, like, why would you care so much? Like, I get loving your kid and caring about your kid, but why would you pick these little nitpicky issues to just destroy any trust or faith that your kid has in you? Because if you're in a situation, you're not going to go to your mom about it.
Never, and that's the opposite on how it should actually be.
And I'm never going to go to my parents about anything. Any, like, real problems, like, not going to my parents about them, because, like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah. Get
mad. Cause a fucking issue.
Yeah. Not gonna help the situation at all.
Yeah, and my dad's always like, I know you drive your drunk friends around, and I just I look at him and I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. You know, I don't want them driving around. I'll drive them. It's not a big deal. And he's like, you did this when you were 15. Because when I was 15, I went to a party at Brandy's boyfriend's house, one of our friends, and, like, everyone got drunk, and I didn't get drunk, and so, one of the girls who got drunk drove there, and I just drove them all back to her house in her car, and then another sober girl followed me and, like, drove me back, but I didn't have my driver's license at the time or anything like that. Still, we drove probably 3 miles. Max. Not a big deal. They found out about that, flipped their fucking
How would they find out about
shit? I think I wrote about it in my journal or something like that. Flipped their fucking shit. Said I should never, why was I driving home these drunk kids? Why didn't I call them? Blah, blah, blah. Because, like, I wanted to make sure my friends got home safe.
Yeah.
I didn't want them driving themselves home. I wasn't going to call the cops on them. I wasn't going to call my shithead parents on them.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, like, you've told me how, like, a lot of, like, Mormon parents, they feel like they want to, what they think is, like, enlighten other kids. So I feel like if you did tell your parents, I'm sure that they would feel morally obligated to tell their parents, whoever you're driving home, and make the situation even worse. Like,
just
what are you going to help? We are kids. We are going to drink. We are going to have fun. So why are you going to make it worse by getting them in trouble for something that they...
Why are you going to make a big deal out of a relatively small thing?
It's really... I find that these things aren't that big of a deal. And I don't see why parents see it. I understand if you have a child who has bad tendencies and maybe you're afraid that they will drive home drunk, or you have a feeling that maybe they're not capable of making the right decision. But if you know your kid's pretty well-rounded, knows what's up, not that stupid, like, you should at least have some faith in your child that if they do decide to get drunk, to have sex, to get high, to go on birth control, that they're gonna make the right decisions and that they're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I feel like going on birth control is in itself a right decision, you know what I mean? Like,
I believe so too.
It's a good decision. I think that we should have male birth control. That's another issue, but yeah, oh my god. Yeah, my parents just think I'm the worst kid. You ask my brother and my sister, who are fucking, like, deadbeat little assholes. My parents just, like, talk shit about me all the time, man. Dude.
What good is that doing for them?
They're
good. They're sabotaging their relationship with their child.
They are, and I hear about it. I hear about what they say. But it's crazy to me, because I'm 19 years old, started a website, started a podcast, learned how to do all this shit. On top of that, I work at a law firm, and I go to school full-time, and I have a 3.9 GPA, and just, on paper... perfect fucking kid. Beyond perfect fucking kid. Very successful. If I were 25, it would still be impressive, everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, they don't see any of that.
And that's such a shame, too.
I know.
They don't value... How do they not value their own kid?
I know. Or at least respect me to say she does all this.
Absolutely.
She can obviously prioritize, organize time, only drink on the weekends because I don't want to wake up hungover for work, you know. Like, look at me and go, all right, responsible.
Yeah.
Okay. As it is, I have a curfew, and I'm 20 years old. I know.
Parents, let your kids live a little bit. They're gonna fade away from you if you try to shelter them.
If you piss off your kid, as it is, like, my kids are never gonna go on an overnight stay with Gam and Pop.
That's how I am with my parents, too. I don't want my kids being exposed to such, like, a damaged family household. I don't want them dealing with the same stuff I did.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want your mom yelling at your your kids.
Yeah.
Like that. It's horrible. I don't want my parents taking my kids to fucking church.
Can you imagine them coming home one day from their grandparents' house?
We learned about Jesus. Oh, looks like we're never seeing Gam Gam again. Say goodbye. Beach. Yeah, no, it would be the worst.
With parents, because they obviously went through the same stuff we did. And I'm sure that at one point in time, they told themselves they weren't going to be strict. Because I feel like every kid is like that. They all say, I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm not going to be as strict. I'm going to be laid back. I'm going to be a good parent. Where do you think things go wrong?
I think parents are ultimately trying to protect their kids from the same mistakes that they made. That's what my dad tells me all the fucking time. Because I know my dad doesn't seem like it. He's your copy and paste 45-year-old bald man with glasses who's in IT. Like, just, you know who my dad is. You know what he looks like. Yes, he's white. Yes. That's what he looks like. And, but in high school, you know, he was leather jacket, motorcycle, chain smoking cigarettes, lived with his girlfriend after high school, just fought his dad, like literally fist fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not at all who he is anymore. And I'm the only one in my family, other than maybe my mom, who he's told about those times in his life, because like I'm the bad egg, I guess, and he wants me to stop being the bad egg. But
yeah,
like, I think he's just trying to keep me from doing the same things that he did, because he wasn't happy, but, you know, he didn't have self-control or really ambition at the time, so it's really different, I feel like.
Yeah. That's kind of what my mom was saying to me right before we met up, because we were talking about Michael, because of all the texts he was sending me today, and she was telling me how her biggest concern was that she saw a lot in Michael what she saw in my dad when they were together, because my mom and my dad were together in high school. Then they broke up after being engaged, didn't tell anyone they got engaged, and then 4 years later got back together. And my mom said that it was because his love was so amazing that it just made her forget and not see the bad things. That my dad was uneducated, just more or less uneducated, was a very bad alcoholic, and all that kind of stuff. Couldn't see his flaws through the love and the emotion that he had to offer. And saw the same with Michael, because I've told...
Does she regret her marriage to your dad?
I don't know. I feel like she does.
I feel like she does too. Even
today, she was like, if I showed you the notes or the letters that, you know, this other guy was giving me at the same time I was planning on getting back together with your dad, like, you would be wondering what the fuck was I thinking. Because the way that this man was so educated, so wonderful, he ended up being a detective, he lives in Rhode Island, he's amazing, and you could see it on paper in his love letters that he loved me and was amazing, and you would ask, why the fuck did I end up with your father? And that's what she told me today.
Yeah.
And that's very similar to Michael. I saw his love and his emotion, and for that, I put away his flaws, I guess, the fact that he also was uneducated and that he wasn't that mature. And
education definitely isn't everything, because Ryan isn't educated. He's probably never going to be educated.
But he's so smart.
He is really smart. He's a Finnish contractor for this company, and well, it's a company his uncle owns, and he'll probably end up owning the company 10-15 years down the line. So I don't know.
Then that's great too.
Yeah, I think so. So education isn't necessarily everything. It's just...
But with Michael,
ambition, work ethic.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Michael doesn't have either of those things. No ambition, no work ethic. He doesn't know how to sit down and do something just because it's got to be done.
Yeah.
So.
That's a shame that, like, that happens, you know?
It is. It's just a waste of, like, air. I don't know how to explain it.
Once again, I feel like this is a waste of the one life you get. Why aren't you using it trying?
Do something other than sit at home in the dark and play fucking video games.
Yeah.
Do something with yourself. God, like, get somebody to remember you, you know? I don't know. That would just depress me if that's who I was.
feel like me too. I've always felt the need to go out and do something.
I agree.
So sitting at home, it's torture. I never just stay at home, don't I?
I don't either.
I'm gone all day, and I go home to sleep, and that's it. Because I don't want to sit around and do nothing.
Ryan doesn't understand that at all.
Really?
Ryan loves a good nothing night where he, like...
Once in a while, sure, but...
reads and jacks off. I don't know.
I don't like doing that often. If it's, like, a planned, like, we're gonna chill, watch movies, eat dinner,
That's
like,
different.
that's amazing. But just sitting at home,
By
like what I do
yourself?
with Michael every day. Sitting at home, doing nothing, no plan, maybe watch Netflix, fall asleep. Like, I don't want to do
depressing.
that. It's boring, it's depressing, and what are you doing with it, you know?
Yeah.
Where are you getting in life just sitting there doing nothing? And I know that it did not stimulate either of our emotions just sitting there doing nothing. So,
No.
what good is it?
No good. If I did that with Ryan all the time, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
Gotta go, like run or shop or work, something.
Yeah.
We started out on birth control. We've moved on.
Mhm.
Would you ever get an abortion? You wouldn't. We've talked about this before, I don't think.
So I like to. Here's where it really sucks, and I hate myself because I don't think I should. But at the same time, I'm sure I would.
Really?
Yeah, if I got pregnant tomorrow, I can't do that. That gets in the way of everything, and I'm sorry a child is getting in the way of me. That's so selfish, that's so terrible. However, I need to think about what's best in general. I don't think, oh, it's still a baby, then give it up for adoption and give it a better life. No, because this world is so overpopulated. I don't need to add an extra person in there.
Especially one that you don't want.
Yeah.
When you're gonna have kids later down the line again.
And I feel like it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for the heartbreak that this kid is gonna go through. It's not, and it helps no one.
And on top of that, it's just unfair to you. You give up your body in the process. You know, it's never going to be the same again.
Yeah.
Give up your, like, mental health, your familial, your family to some extent. You know, they wouldn't probably stand by you very long. You give up a lot, even if you choose to have it and put it up for adoption. You give up so much.
Oh, yeah.
For just a very, like, small thing that, you know, this kid's probably just gonna have a shit life anyways and whatever. But yeah, I think abortion is humane for you and for the kid to some extent, you know. And ultimately, sex, I mean, how often will you get pregnant in a lifetime if you never ever use protection? 8 times? Maybe? How many times can you get pregnant in a life?
Oh, I don't know, a lot. You've seen the weird, like, 20, you know, 12 and counting,
yeah, but
18
for most people, it's very difficult to get pregnant.
That's true,
Most people will have 2 or 3 if they're, like, lucky. And a lot of people nowadays can't even have one. Like,
That's true.
So, sex, its purpose, 95% of the time, purely pleasure.
But also, to clarify, because I don't want to make myself sound like a villain, if I did get an abortion, it would be absolutely immediately.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't wait until it's, like, developed.
Because I think
that's fucked.
I think at, like, 8 weeks, it's a heartbeat, and that's...
Yeah, that's fucked.
I'd get it as soon as I'd get my period, so that means that it would be no more than 4 weeks in.
Yeah, as soon as I knew I was pregnant, flush that sucker out. Nope. When it's a little bean pod, when it's nothing.
Yeah.
No brain, no heart, just an atom.
I'm no Hillary Clinton.
Flush that shit. What?
You didn't... Oh, right before... Like, right during the campaign, Hillary Clinton did a whole thing in her debate with Trump, how she basically said that she was okay with a woman having an abortion up until the day before they're due, and she was totally okay with it.
Yeah,
and
everyone's fucked up,
and
though.
everyone freaked out because that's fucking crazy.
That's fucking murder at that point.
Because she's saying it's all... Because I totally get it. It's our bodies. We do what we want, and that's how I feel too. But if that kid has a heartbeat, even right now, if I found out I was, 8 weeks pregnant and there's a heartbeat, I'm probably not going to get an abortion.
So when should you cap it? I'd probably cap it first trimester. I think you should abort it first trimester. Before you know, like, gender, anything. Like, I'm, to some extent, I'm okay with it having a heartbeat or, like, a shape. But I think once it gets to a certain point, like, that's a living thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a person.
Yeah.
But first trimester, you have a huge chance that you're just going to miscarry anyway. Most people miscarry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, just, it's okay. First trimester, fine. Third trimester, fuck no. Get out of here. Go home. You made your bed. You've known you're pregnant now. Like,
get out here, Clinton. Get
you're
out.
very obvious. You're the size of a beach ball. Go home. Like,
Yeah.
no. Not in here. I don't know. Hillary's fucked. Whatever.
That was super crazy.
Yeah. I bet Trump was looking at her like, no.
But then after that, there were a lot of compilations of, like, Trump changing his mind on abortion, because he's had a lot of interviews and has been asked that question a lot of time on his intake on abortion. And it was, like, a whole compilation of him saying, like, he was pro-life, pro-choice, 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 pro-life, and, like, all this kind of stuff. And it was, like, super funny.
I always think it's so funny when people say that they disagree with Trump, because he doesn't have a stance on anything. So it's hard to disagree with someone who just hasn't really taken an opinion or, like, a stance. I don't know. I don't like either of them. I can't wait for the next election.
Yeah.
Because I know Hillary's not running again, so hopefully we have actual candidates this time.
I know. It was just a shit show.
It really was. It was hilarious is what it was.
Was it you? I was talking to someone about it the other day, and it was that right when we had the election coming up, the Queen of England had a whole speech, and it was sent to us, and so everyone saw it, and she basically said, "Hi, America, I understand you are in a very difficult situation right now with your two president candidates, and I would love to offer for you to come back to us. You know, you've had your fun, you've had your time, and your revolution,
Rejoin
independence." Yeah, and she's basically like, just come back to us, we'll rule you, nothing bad, you know, just come to our laws, our rules, it'll all be okay. And then, like, literally no one acknowledged it.
I wouldn't want to go to England's rules and laws. I wouldn't want to live in what's essentially, like, close to a socialist society, because nobody in England lives well.
Yeah.
It's all, like, apartments, essentially. Like, nobody has a house.
I thought that was really amusing, though, and I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
But
was really funny.
who'd be the person to say yes, you know what I mean?
Trump gets into office, he's like, I've been working for the UK this whole time, fuckers! Passing the baton! Like, that was his scheme all along. No. Well, who did you vote for? Did you vote?
I didn't get to vote, just because I was...
How unpatriotic of you.
No, I just didn't get to vote because that was when I was in school, so I kept going back and forth, and I didn't know...
You can get a mail-in ballot.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but then I suck at mailing stuff, so I was like, you know what?
Who would you have voted for at the time?
At the time, I was gonna vote for Trump because...
Ooh, yeah, that's right. You were kind of like a Trump fanatic.
But no, I was not a fanatic.
You
But
have a hat.
I understood. It's because I went to a rally and my parents wanted to buy me one. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But it was because a lot of the things I did understand, and I didn't understand it from the point of everyone, like, around me who, like, was like, fuck Trump. Like, I looked into a lot of his like, you know, what he was looking forward to, and I agreed with a lot of it. A lot of it did make sense because I'm not listening to what the media says.
And on top of that, he doesn't really give a fuck about social issues. Like, he's not trying to take rights away from LGBT people or African Americans or anything like that. He's really just trying to, like, handle the fiscal side of things, like the money, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, so I thought it was interesting because he talked a big game and he was kind of an asshole, but, like, he didn't really have anything that he wanted to institute or take away when it came to minority parties.
Yeah.
What do you think of his immigration thing that's going on right now? Have you heard anything about that?
The same thing was happening when Obama was president, and no one knew or gave a shit, and now that Trump's president and the same thing's happening,
would you
all
change
of a sudden
it?
it matters. I don't know enough about it, about
Really?
talking about that kind of stuff, no.
Let's say theoretically. So this whole thing, you know, let's break it down to its, like, bare bones. People come into the country to have kids. Their kids are American citizens. They ship out the immigrants because they're here illegally, but their kids are American citizens now. So the whole issue is they want to reunite kids with their parents. They want to bring their parents into America.
And that's like that weird middle time where, like, they meet each other. Oh, sorry, keep going.
No. Okay. So, But yeah, so what would you do in that situation? You're looking at someone who came here illegally, had a kid, that kid is now a citizen. Do you deport them? Do you keep them together? Do you send them all to fucking Mexico? Like,
I personally would deport them to Mexico because that's where they're from.
would you deport their child who's never been to Mexico, or even though they're an American citizen, or would you only deport the parents?
Yes, because they're born on American grounds. What if you're on vacation here? You know, let's like go there. What if I'm from Europe and I take a vacation to America and I give birth months before I'm due, premature? I have an American baby? No, I'm not American. Why would I have an American baby if I'm not from America? I'm from Europe.
Well,
It makes no sense to me. And a lot of the time, they come here and have a kid here specifically because they want to stay here, and that's their scapegoat. And that is disrespectful to our country to take advantage of something that we thought was beautiful, of having like an American who was born here, and then just take that and make it into shit. Use it as a scapegoat. I don't appreciate that at all.
Right.
You're the adult, you're the bigger person, the kid goes with you. You don't go with your infant. That's like holding the hand of your 2-year-old and being, hey, take me where you like. Take me to your leader.
To some extent, that's the solution of this. Like, we're breaking up families. We're separating children from their parents. Like, fine, don't.
I mean, absolutely. I'd say I wouldn't take the people who are already here and move them back to Mexico, because that's
massive.
That's terrible. And that's massive.
You mean the kids who are already here, or the parents who are, like, illegal immigrants?
Well, both. Because I would never take the kids. I'm going to say if you're already in the school system.
Okay.
Probably, I'd say keep them here, but at this point...
Because they only speak English at that point. Like, they don't belong in Mexico.
But I'm going to say, for argument's sake, if we take it and we start now, I'd say it'd be like a grandfather in. So now, any further babies who their parents are not from here or born here, they go back.
That makes sense to me.
I'm not going to kick anyone out, because that's terrible. That's too much paperwork. There's a lot of undocumented people, so I don't agree with that at all.
To me, I'm okay with kicking out these parents and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they, especially if their child or whatever, like our friend Josue, his parents are illegal immigrants, and they, I think they actually didn't have him here. They had him in Mexico, but like, he's been here his whole life, you know, and he has a FAFSA card or whatever. No, not FAFSA. What's it called?
Green card.
No, he doesn't have a freaking green card. He's under that thing that Trump just canceled.
Yeah.
You know
I do know what you're talking about.
It'll hit me later. But yeah, he's just, like, he is an American, you know, but his parents they don't really speak English. They don't, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, they don't belong here.
Yeah, but they're already established here.
They're not. I mean, if you saw, they're not.
Well, I know, but there are a lot of families that are. So you can't base, your whole reasoning for kicking, like, all of them out, because some families, or even most families, aren't established here, because then what does that mean for the families who, like, worked so hard while here?
If they worked so hard while they were here, they would have worked hard to get a green card.
Control.
Yeah, the pass for, like, kids and stuff is a different thing, but they would have worked hard to get citizenship, to get a green card, to do something. But if you're here and you're undocumented and you're established, if you're undocumented, you're not paying taxes, you're not contributing to anything around you. Chances are you have kind of a shitty under-the-table cash type of job, or a job with McDonald's where you don't have to have an ID for them to hire you. You're not fucking established. You're not doing well, like, you're just... I don't know. And a lot of them, especially in the area that we live in, we have a lot of undocumented immigrants in this area, don't we?
Exactly. Yes, we do.
And they don't speak English. They don't, 90% of the time. If you see a 50-year-old Mexican woman, what are the chances she speaks to you in English? 0.
Yeah.
It's 0.
Yeah.
She doesn't know English. I don't know. To me, it's like, if I moved to Germany, let's just say, because I did want to move to Germany for a while, I would fucking learn the language, and I'd, do it right, and I'd get a pass or whatever,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'd get a student visa, whatever. There's ways to do it. There are paths, and they're difficult because any country in the world, Canada has way stricter immigration laws than we do.
Yeah.
Because if you just start letting everyone in who wants to come in, all of a sudden you have a wrecked economy.
Yeah.
fucking ruined. If we had a free border system, everyone would come here. We'd have horrible overpopulation issues.
Yes.
We would have basically a flood of low wage, like entry level laborers. So they wouldn't be able to find jobs. They wouldn't be able to eat. Like, we can't do that. It doesn't make fucking sense. I understand it on an emotional level, but from a fiscal standpoint, from an infrastructure standpoint, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to, at some point, I totally down with emotion, but at some point you have to look at it and go, okay, logically, we can't fucking take everyone from Mexico.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mexico doesn't deal well with, like, immigrants. They don't. They'll literally bus, like, there's a bunch of people from, like, Brazil and stuff who will come they'll immigrate into Mexico. And the Mexicans will put them on a bus and come drop them off at our border. I'm not fucking with you. They'll take the immigrants that come into Mexico and come drop them off at the U.S. border.
Because they
don't want them.
Yeah.
They can't do anything with them.
They know that we'll accept it.
And to some extent, it's easy to get in here, you know?
It also makes me upset. Kind of back a few minutes ago, we accommodate them too much, too.
Oh, definitely. They shouldn't be able to get a job here at all.
Yeah.
There should be really, really bad repercussions for anyone who's trying to get a job who doesn't have an ID. Because it, again, doesn't make sense. They're not paying taxes on it. It's under the table. It's just not fair to everyone else.
You know what does make me angry, though, is when there's a sign and it's only in Spanish.
Oh my God.
That happened at the McDonald's that we used to go to. There was one time that I saw a sign and it was only in Spanish. There was not another one anywhere near that had it in English, and I was like,
yeah, because most of the population is Spanish speaking. You go down to San Diego, fuck me, it's all Spanish speaking. We think it's bad here.
Yeah,
it's rude to the people who grow up here who speak the native language, and I know people are like, everywhere else in the world learns 2 languages. Well, fucking great, I don't care.
But at the same time, I can't help it.
I know.
I can't help that it was not required that I learn 2 languages in school.
We can't suddenly create a mass movement for everyone in the U.S. to learn Spanish. Yeah. It's not gonna fucking happen. And you know what is, like, most of the world speaks English because it's just a base common language.
It's also, I'm pretty sure with the UN, it's the universal language of communication.
Exactly. So English. It's just, that's how people communicate. We just happen to speak only English. I'm pretty sure, does England make people speak multiple languages? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think it's mainly English in England because, again, they're surrounded by other places that teach English. And but again, even though in Germany, like, they all pretty much speak English in Germany, still learn German. That's their language. That's how they communicate. That's what the signs are in. That's what everything's in. I wouldn't go there and be pissed at someone because they didn't speak English.
Yeah, because it makes no sense. Like, why would you have an obligation to speak English? Because I'm not...
I made a choice to come here. I made a choice knowing exactly what language you spoke, what your customs are, blah, 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 to come here, to participate, to learn, to create relationships. And I can't get mad at you for basically... I can't come into your house and be mad at you because you don't have my favorite soda. You have whatever fucking soda you want. It's your fucking house. Like... It's not fair of me. Yeah. I come in and I will drink your soda. Because fuck you a little bit. But, like, no. My metaphor got a little...
No, I have that metaphor, like, my parents say a metaphor, like, you know, going into, like, someone's house kind of thing all the time.
Yeah. And we're probably going to get so much hate for this, like, standpoint, but...
However... It's okay to have your own opinion. If you disagree,
definitely.
That's okay. We were just saying, because this is all based on where we are, where we grew up, how our families kind of influenced the way we're thinking. This is no shame against anyone else.
Right.
I love everyone in the entire world.
In other places in the world, you're going to have different experiences.
Yeah. So this is based on our lifestyle, our life, our experiences. This is how we feel. Right. But we understand there are other circumstances. There are other people.
Yeah, and there's extraneous factors. There's always special cases.
Absolutely.
Or whatever, but yeah, this is just on the whole, this is, like, kind of our opinion.
And we feel like we can talk about this kind of stuff. That's kind of the environment we're going for, where
exactly, we're just
can-
talking. And if you guys have other points, we have the contact us box. We will, at least while the show's getting off its feet, we will read every email that we get on this show, because we're not getting all that many. So, but yeah, if you fill out the contact box, you're guaranteed to get on the show.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed that it'll be read. And that's just, so whatever your opinion is, whatever you think, whatever you want to argue with us, just
no
send
hate.
it. No hate. No opinion is bad, but sometimes the logic's a little bad. But no emotions are bad.
Yeah, ever.
Except for if you want to, like, really kill somebody. But that's, it's more of a moral issue.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We covered a lot of subjects.
I feel like this is more of a chit-chat, right?
This was definitely, our last one was more of a chit-chat too, but I think we like it better.
Yeah. Definitely.
Having a chit.
Yeah. But last time we stayed on one topic, but this week, this really was like a chit-chat, you know what I mean?
This was a chit-chat.
Last week it was a little bit more on the same path chit-chat, but
Gibber.
I like this. Once in a while, we should totally
just
talk about
what's
stuff
on our minds.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Let us know if you guys want more episodes like this.
Yeah.
Chit-chat. I feel like it went fairly smoothly.
I think it went pretty well, too. And also let us know if you have any ideas and what you want us to talk about. We'll totally talk about our white woman American opinions.
Yeah, we're privileged as two gay females. But, but yeah, so fill out the contact us box. Check us out on Instagram. It's ByBiGirls, and our website, ByBiGirls.com, BYBIGirls.com. We also have a Facebook page, but you won't fucking find anything on there because we're lazy and have only so much time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, stay tuned for next week's.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, girls.
Bye, girls.